Tonight, new reaction to a revised indictment against former President Trump in the 2020 presidential election interference case. Special counsel Jack Smith not backing down after that Supreme Court ruling giving presidents sweeping immunity. Instead, the special counsel pointing out what he says Trump, the candidate, did to try to steal the election. Eyewitness News reporter Josh Einiger with what happens next.
As unpredictable as this presidential campaign has been this summer, news of the special counsel's August surprise landed with a shock, repackaging the same conspiracy charges against Donald Trump, but in a format, at least in theory, that complies with the Supreme Court. Or, Trump's running mate J.D. Vance called it lipstick on a pig.
I don't think that it changes anything legally. I think it's clearly an effort to try to do more election interference from Jack Smith. He should be ashamed of himself, and it's one of the reasons why we have to win, because he should not be anywhere near power.
Today, a brand new federal grand jury handed up a superseding indictment in the election interference case against Trump. 4 felonies, including conspiracy to defraud the U.S. and to obstruct the certification of electoral votes. The indictment alleges a conspiracy against the right to vote and to have one's vote counted. The case surrounds the alleged pressure campaign in the waning days of the Trump administration towards state and local officials to swing the 2020 election in his favor. The previous version of the case alleged Trump pulled the levers of his power, including at the Department of Justice. But in July, the case seemed doomed when the Supreme Court ruled Trump has immunity from so-called official acts. So the new case focuses on Trump as a leader of his campaign, that he was not acting in his official role as president, but in his capacity as a candidate for office. It isn't clear what happens next in this case, if or when it'll see the inside of a courtroom. It is clear the special counsel had a very tight window to re-indict the former president. Department of Justice policy frowns on indictments within 60 days of an election, and Election Day is 70 days away. Josh Einiger, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.